I keep waiting for Paul to do his welcome to Wasted Pitch. He hasn't done that in a while. Am I slow or something? Or can you guys hear me? What's going on?
I hear you.
Yeah.
You guys hear? The fuck? I said hi, and you both stared at me.
Didn't hear you say hi.
I was looking at another tab. I'm sorry. Like, are we recording? Is it happening?
We're recording.
Is it on? Okay, good.
Yes.
Welcome to Wasted Pitch.
God.
Son of a bitch.
There we go. Finally, some sort of reaction. Well, it's happy Father's Day.
Hey, happy Father's Day to you.
Yeah. Like last year on Father's Day, I think we went through a list of all fathers and sons who played baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
We're not going to do that this year because we don't want to recycle our content. That would be dumb.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. This year, fellas, we're going to do one of my favorite segments. We're going to review a movie.
It's a good segment.
A movie, yes. Yep. But I think first, we had a special announcer in a baseball game yesterday. Is that correct?
I think it was 2 days ago, but
Friday? 2 days ago?
A week ago for our listeners. The Cincinnati-Milwaukee game had Snoop Dogg in the booth for an inning. I think an inning, maybe more.
Why Snoop Dogg? What's his connection to Milwaukee and or Cincinnati?
I don't know. I've only seen clips of it. I didn't watch the game. But he was super enthusiastic about it. He caught a foul ball.
In the booth?
In the booth.
Wow.
The clips I've seen are just him being just super enthusiastic, just kind of amazed at what was going on the field and the athleticism he was watching. I mean, if you remember last Olympics, NBC had Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg doing like some commentary over some select events like dressage and stuff. And
oh my gosh.
They were hilarious.
I don't remember that.
I don't think I remember that either. But
go on YouTube and watch.
What a wonderful idea.
We'll put a link in the show notes. But this was just a continuation of that. Like Snoop was actually a really funny guy and really enjoyed being at the ballgame. It was really refreshing. Okay.
He just seems like a really happy guy cashing in on white people right now.
I wonder why he's so happy all the time.
Yeah. Just amazed at the world around him at all times.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's listen. I want to hear it. Let's play some of that.
There's a bouncing ball to second. Look at Terang Pickett.
Easy to 1-2-1-2. That'll do what it do. It's on the 1-2. What I told you, get it in there. Oh, he in there. That's that shit. That's yes. I told you, baby. We call it an easy walk in the park. That's the base hit. Give him a single. He does like to mingle. And my is the S to the N, double O, no.
You squeeze that in there, all right.
Oh, get it in there. Get it in there. He could just run it out. Ah, he's safe.
What? He's rooting for Milwaukee, clearly.
Orange. Yeah. How about Jackson Churio?
Oh, boy. Cheerio. Live in stereo with my main man, Jackson Churio. Oh, he's taking off. He gone. Let him get there. Way to go, Perk. Earn mine. You got to earn mine, Perk. You got to earn mine. You getting mine back. You getting my respect. There you go, Perk.
Making up for that play.
I like Bryce. Bryce came and asked for an autograph in the clubhouse earlier today.
So he's in the booth for Milwaukee on Valley Sports.
Nice
that's what it is.
He's got an unusual bat
with the wood. Yeah.
I got one back there. You want to take a look at it after
it's a real one?
Yeah, real one. His bat.
Oh, I need that. bat.
You want to take it home?
Yeah. Oh, good hit. That's a good hit. He can't get there. Oh! Powerball. Mom, look, I made it.
Man, we gotta get some action going with the Brew Crew for Snoop.
They chilling right now. They laid back. You know, when you hang out with the dog, you got to be laid back. You know what I'm saying? So they laid back with their mind on their money right now. They gonna shake up out of it. Yeah. How often do people slide down that slide over there? Right. He can't get there. He better not outrun you. He better not outrun you. He better not. You better not let the pitcher outrun you, dog. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. 2 for 2. I know. Oh, he gone. He took that. Get up in there. He took that. Give him that. Give him that. Where'd it go? Eat. Go eat. 22 eating right now. Theme song now.
He's high as a kite.
Have a great show tonight, Potawatomi.
Man, thank y'all for having me,
It's
man.
been a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure.
Good luck
man.
at the Olympics.
Thank you, boss. Yes,
He's
sir.
also going to be on The Voice.
Yes, sir.
In the
He's
fall.
doing it again.
Yes, sir. I'm working hard and hardly working.
Just glows. The star is glowing.
Let's go.
Bryce is coming back.
Bryce.
Wow.
All right. That was fantastic.
More
Snoop's
of
funny
that,
guy.
please.
Yeah.
He
good.
could I could listen to Snoop do an entire game of commentary. Like that would make.
Sounds like he's going to be doing more of the Olympics. So
It needs to be like, it'd be cool if he did like Friday night home games or things like that.
yeah.
You know, that'd be great. I don't know if he could bring that enthusiasm every single day. Every announcer is like, you can tell, just a little bit worn out.
Yeah, it's
100%.
nice to hear someone in the booth that's not the corporate
Exactly.
announcer
Absolutely.
just rattling off stats and stuff. That was someone like watching the game and enjoying it.
Yep.
Do you think
Completely
that
agree.
they told the Brewers fans ahead of time, like, "Hey, Snoop's going to be in the booth today. Make sure you tune in." Like, I wonder if their numbers were.
I imagine if he's there, he threw out the first pitch or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Had to be something.
Rap the
that's probably
national
true. I
anthem.
didn't think about that. It wasn't just like, "Hey, Snoop, come be in the booth with us."
Is Snoop originally, like, maybe was he born in Milwaukee or something like that? Like, or somewhere out there?
I don't
But
think
grew
so.
up
I'm
down
pretty
in-
sure.
He's Long Beach through and through.
Well, you know, he might have moved out there at like 1 year old. I'm just
He
saying.
might have been doing a show in town.
Ooh, there we go. There we go. Anyway, Snoop made our day. I hope he made your day as well. Baseball review time. Movie review time. Excuse me.
You know, pretty similar.
Yeah. Today we're reviewing the 90s classic Mr. Baseball. Had you guys seen this movie before?
No.
Me either.
It had been since the 90s since I watched it.
You had seen it once before?
And yeah, but when I watched it again, it was just like, wow. I really didn't pay attention, apparently. So,
So, Mr. Baseball was released in 1992 and directed by Fred Schapisi. He has directed films such as 6 Degrees of Separation, IQ, The Russia House, and my personal favorite of his, Roxanne, starring Steve Martin.
Steve Martin,
the old play on Cyrano de Bergerac.
It's a nice
Good
resume.
movie, I think. Good movie.
Yeah.
It had a budget of $40 million, but it only grossed $20 million at the box office, so it didn't do too well. It has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 11%.
Wow.
We chose a good one. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I believe that it's only 11%. I
Yeah,
felt like it was
I
higher
agree.
than 11%.
It's not a great movie.
But it's not
But
a bad movie.
It's not
No,
a,
it's
not a
really
horrible
not that
movie.
bad. It's way better than some of the other ones that we've watched.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
That have had higher Rotten Tomato scores. I don't understand how they scored it 11%. I guess they average some figures. Who knows how they get it? Or they just say, you know what, fuck this. We don't like Tom Selleck. And in case you didn't already know, the movie stars Tom Selleck.
And boy, does this movie want you to know Tom Selleck is in this movie.
Who
Yeah.
I believe at the time of the movie was like 47 years old.
He was 47. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Which makes some of the scenes even more hilarious that we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has Tom Selleck as Jack Elliott, Aya Takanashi as Hiroki, Ken Takakura as Coach Uchiyama, and then Dennis Haysbert as Max Hammer Dubois. That's a great baseball name, by the way. Hammer Dubois. And most people will recognize Hammer as the Allstate spokesman?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Yes.
a president on 24.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that role. He's probably had a ton of different.
Oh, he's a
Oh
ton.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he's so famous now as the Allstate guy. That's just what I
He's been
remember
doing
him as.
that forever too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Major League too.
Was he?
Yeah. And
What did he play in that?
Ooh, couple good years of films.
What was he in? Heat?
Heat.
Mm-hmm.
What did he play in Heat?
Donald Breeden. Yeah,
I don't know that one.
it's a good movie though.
Yeah.
Major League back to the minors. Oh, he was back in 2 major leagues. Was he in the first one? Yep. I didn't realize he was in all 3 major leagues. The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah, he's just a ton of shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. Kung Fu Panda 2. Kung Fu
there you
Panda
go.
Secrets of the Masters. Yeah.
He was in probably a future movie we will watch, Field of Dreams 2.
Shut up. Where's that?
What?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Field of Dreams 2, Lockout.
Oh my God.
What's it called?
It's a short. I don't think it's...
Oh, okay.
This might have been this might be comedy intentionally, but yeah, it's got, did I say his word? Taylor Lautner.
Oh, God.
Rich
No, we're
Eisen
not.
is in it. Yeah, I think
Who?
we have to watch that
Rich
eventually.
Eisen?
Yep.
Yeah,
What a
dude,
combo. Rich Eisen and Taylor Lautner.
We're totally watching that, bro.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Those are the main characters. Obviously, there are quite a few more people in this movie. We'll get to them later. But let's get it started. Now, first of all, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the intro music is spectacular. The opening credit music, I really enjoyed. I'm going to play it. I don't care what you say, ASCAP. We're reviewing a movie, and that the music goes along with it.
Jana
So-
turned to me instantly once that started, and she's like, what year is this again?
Yeah, it's amazing. There's not really any way to describe it other than excellent. So let's take a listen here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I was pumped once I heard this. I was like, it's about to fucking get going.
That
Tom
is funky.
Selleck,
That is
Mr.
funky.
Baseball, Ken Takakura. Is that the old Yankee Stadium right there?
I believe it is.
Oh, no, yeah. That opening sequence of the dream, strike 4, strike 5. Initially, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, dream time. Got it.
All right, that's enough of that. Great song, loved it. I was pumped, ready to rock, ready to watch some baseball. So yeah, as Paul, you were saying, it starts out with Jack having a dream and a nightmare. I didn't know it was a dream at first. I was like looking at it, like everything's dark. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Why are they shooting it like this? But Jack starts out having a dream and nightmare, and he's up to bat. He plays for the Yankees. He's getting like fastballs just blown by him. You know, the sound of the baseball hitting the glove, and he gets like strike 3, and then the umpire's like, "Get up there! It's a long season. Get a hit, Jack." And he's like, "Well, oh, okay, cool." And so he gets up there and ends up like getting like strike 6 or something like that. And then finally, you realize, okay, it's a dream. He wakes up from his dream in a twin bed with what looks like a sorority girl or in like somebody's dorm.
Yeah.
I was super confused by this, especially because I was like, well, Tom Selleck's old. Like, I mean, you know, obviously he was younger when he made this movie, but like we said earlier, Tom Selleck was 47 at the time that this movie was made. And he's, you know,
crawling out of an 18-year-old's bed.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah.
Not a good look, but hey, it's a movie, right? He's Mr. Baseball. That's what baseball players do. Cut to Jack and the Yankees at spring training down in Florida. And there's a new player on the team who is already showing signs of being the next big thing. And they show this player hitting like home runs, just crushing the ball. Jack is not impressed. He's like, he's a rookie. Everybody can pull a ball, blah, 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 blah. First thing I thought of when I saw this guy was, is that Frank Thomas?
That's exactly what I thought.
Oh.
Okay.
I was glad you said that. I was like, holy crap.
I was like, is that the Big Hurt? It is the Big Hurt. It
Is
was
it
Frank
really?
Thomas. Yeah.
Nice.
IMDb
cool.
says so. And IMDb knows
Never
what they're
lies.
talking about.
Yeah.
Never lies. Never.
Good call. I was totally thinking that.
Yeah. All right. So they're taking batting practice, and then Jack's agent comes over. And Jack's agent has the first thing I noticed about Jack's agent is his haircut. or lack thereof. It was
my God. So bad.
Yeah. It was like one of those it's a ponytail, number one. It's like a long slick back ponytail. I guess that was the style in the 90s. Did you wear that in the 90s, Paul?
I don't know. No. I feel like it's a little more 80s action versus 90s.
I guess it could have been.
It was parted on the side nonetheless too. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad, but it was hip, I would assume, back in the day. It's like LA hip, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, L.A., New York, finance bro.
Yeah, finance
bro.
I don't remember his name. Doc, was it Doc or something like that?
He called him Doc, yes.
Okay. So he's talking with Jack, and there's issues with Jack's like endorsements and stuff like that. His career is starting to take a dive, right? He's not as good as he once was. Obviously, he's almost pushing 50. They don't say that, but it's going to take a dive when you're playing Major League Ball. And his agent also has a new client, the rookie.
The Big Hurt.
The Big Hurt. So Jack gets called into a meeting with the manager.
Have a seat, pal.
That guy was in Field of Dreams.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As one of the baseball
Now,
players.
Elliot, I think the goddamn of you. And there's no one in the whole goddamn world I'd rather see out there than the whole goddamn number 48.
Skip, come on. I mean, I know I haven't exactly been raking the ball lately, but give me a couple weeks. You know me.
Elliot, can I finish a sentence in my own goddamn office?
Hey, okay.
Do we have a goddamn counter?
This Davis kid is the real thing.
Oh,
The way it's looking.
Oh, come on. Is that what this is all about? I mean, he's a goddamn rookie, for Christ's sake. You're going to be impressed with a 500-foot home run?
Yeah.
So what are you saying? You're going to play me behind this kid?
We wouldn't do that to you. The words come down, Jack. See who will pick up his contract, line him up, let Jack make his trade.
I don't believe this. I'm a World Series MVP.
That was 4 years ago, Jack.
We hit 235 last season.
Last season, I led this club in ninth inning doubles in the month of August.
Mm-hmm,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Screw it, man. I don't want to play where I'm not wanted here. What are my choices? I'm ready.
There aren't exactly choices, Jack. We only had one taker, so we took.
We called everyone, Jack. Canada. Of course.
No,
It goes without
Canada.
saying.
I ain't paying those taxes.
It's not Canada.
Not Cleveland.
Yeah.
No,
fuck
say it's
Cleveland.
not Cleveland.
Not Cleveland.
We got a call from a manager in
What?
Japan.
Japan?
It's
Forget it.
Shunichi.
No. I'm a major leaguer. There's no way I'm going to play in Japan.
All right. No way he's going to play in Japan. And cut to Jack on an airplane arriving in Japan. That was a funny scene. Some of the things that you don't see for the listeners at home is how much dip these dudes had in their mouths.
Oh,
It was an unbelievable, disgusting amount.
Yeah.
Or the number on one of the coaches' jersey.
What was the number on the coach's jersey?
69.
Oh, was it?
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
got to figure that was intentional.
Of course.
Snuck that in there.
Of course.
It's funny. What's funny about that scene to me is like Tom Selleck is trying so hard. He's trying to be this like baseball player guy and talk about I know I'm not raking. Okay, who the fuck says raking? I mean, at least what baseball players? He's trying to be this young, hip kind of guy, and it's like it's just painful sometimes. Like, oh my God, why did they choose somebody 47 years old for this role?
I don't know. I don't know if it was like. I mean, I'm sure it was the star power that Tom Selleck had at the time. Tom Selleck and his mustache, like that's. He was probably coming off of or in the middle of. When was Hawaii 5-0? That was like around that time, right?
Magnum PI.
Oh, Magnum PI. Sorry, not Hawaii 5-0. Same shit. But like he was a big draw back then, and the ladies love Tom Selleck. They still do.
That's like the
Magnum
ladies.
PI was 1980 to 1988.
Okay, so it was right like just a couple of years after that. So he was coming off of his smash hit Magnum PI, and now he's like, I'm gonna dip my toes in the baseball water.
Man, yeah.
Who do you think who should have been?
I mean, I don't know. Somebody in their late 30s would have made so much more sense for the movie, I think. I would agree. But it's just like from the get-go, he's struggling.
Not believable.
Not believable.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So Jack gets traded. He gets traded to the Chunichi Dragons in Japan. And immediately after that meeting, we see him arriving in Japan, and he gets immediately met by his translator, Yoji. Yoji is a pretty funny character. I like Yoji a lot. But there's lots of press there. Everybody's excited to see him, right? There's this major leaguer coming over to play for the Dragons. Needless to say, he is underwhelmed by everything. Jack's kind of an asshole. I'm going to preface this review by saying that Jack is mostly an asshole.
Definitely.
And this movie was made in 92, and it takes place in Japan. And I was expecting it to be like fairly racist
offensive
or derogatory toward Japanese culture. Surprisingly, like with the exception of like a few jokes here and there, like it's not as bad as I expected. So
not at all.
I was pleasantly surprised while watching this.
The jokes come from a fish out of water kind of situation that he's in.
Yeah, totally. So Jack gets met by the press. They have a little, press conference. They ask him questions and he answers in some like sarcastic manner, and his translator relays the message back differently. Like he's like really excited to be here, blah, 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 blah. He's not. He fucking hates it. He gets set up in this apartment, which again, he fucking hates for some reason, which it's a nice place. I don't know why he was pissed about that. I'd live there.
Yeah.
He's flipping through some TV channels. There's like some, classic weird Japanese TV shows, your run-of-the-mill stuff that you would see. Then he stumbles upon CNN Sports, nonetheless, which doesn't exist anymore. And it shows the new rookie for the Yankees going like 4 for 5 with 3 home runs. Clearly
and 6 RBIs.
Yeah.
He got a crushing game.
Yeah. So he's not having a good week so far. The next morning, he arrives at the stadium. Again, he's underwhelmed. But we get to meet Hammer Dubois for the first time, who kind of takes him under his wing. Hammer is an American baseball player. I don't think he ever made it in the majors. He's out here playing in Japan. So kind of, it makes sense. It's believable. There's a lot of players that do that nowadays. There's definitely some different customs that Jack is going to have to get used to. He's going to have to take off his shoes before entering the locker room. Respect. We get to meet the manager, Uchiyama, who is kind of a hard ass. I like Uchiyama. And he's not intimidated by Jack at all. In fact, he tells him to shave his mustache. And Jack is all, fuck no. This is why you hired me. And, I have to agree with Tom Selleck on here. because if he were to shave that fucking caterpillar in the first 10 minutes of the movie, there's no way.
Everyone would walk out.
No way. That's half the reason I watched it. Like, that's half the draw of Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
That's
The mustache is his co-star.
Yeah, it's his trademark. A big thing to note here is the language barrier. So Jack has a translator, Yoji, obviously. And the first few minutes of him in Japan is just people asking him questions in Japanese, his translator relaying it back, Jack saying some rude bullshit, and then like the translator relaying back a much calmer message, like he did in the press conference. That kind of goes throughout like most of the movie, even with like the players on his team and Uchiyama as well. So we'll come back to that here in a little bit. So Jack steps out onto the field for the first time. It's not quite like Yankee Stadium, but he does meet someone of interest in the stands.
Isn't it funny how tiny those like locker rooms are, and how tiny like that was? Yeah, the dugout and everything was just like what? Yeah. It was like Japanese minor league baseball.
That's a good point. The dugout is set up much different than like a major league dugout, where it's
2 or 3 rows of seating kind of thing.
Yeah, 2 or 3 rows of seating deep, and then they all kind of sit there. And we'll see later on, like kind of how the team interacts with each other in the dugout.
Don't forget that. Thank you. Thank you. Any of you guys speak Americano? Jack Elliott here, bringing you the best in Major League thrills for the fellas and free mustache rides for the ladies.
Wow.
I have seen free mustache rides offered on t-shirts in America. Always by guys you would not want to ride with.
Sorry.
Are you free tonight for dinner?
Well.
Did I miss something here? What's the catch?
No catch. We have business to discuss.
Where and when?
I'll pick you up at your apartment. 9 o'clock.
My apartment? You know where I live? Okay.
We get to meet Hiroki, who is, if you couldn't tell, a female. And we don't know really what she is yet, like what she does. We just know that obviously this is going to be Jack's love interest while he's in Japan, because you can't have a baseball movie without a love story, right? I don't think we've watched one baseball movie this entire time without a fucking love story.
They just go together, man. Baseball and love, bro.
Baseball and love. But it seems like every movie that we've watched has had like a full-on fucking love story. More like it takes over more of the plot than the baseball. The baseball. But, you know, it sells. Sex sells, Paul.
Heard.
So after he offers the mustache ride, they're going to set up a little date, right? Let's see what happens. So after that, the team is on the field. They're doing some like weird exercises. I shouldn't say weird. They're doing some exercises that are different than what Jack is used to. But he refuses to do them because he's got a bad knee. So the coach tells him to lead the team in his exercises that he can do, which then just like turns into the team doing the hokey pokey and, you know, some shit, because Jack doesn't give a shit. In fact, he says, we're not athletes, we're baseball players.
Yeah, that was a good line right there. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yep.
So Jack takes batting practice, hits some good ones. He's trying to show off. He's like, I'll show you what a major leaguer is like. And then they put in a real pitcher, and Jack gets absolutely worked. Can't hit for shit. So he's a little pissed. He's miffed at the manager already from the get-go. There's a scene where he goes to like an expat bar with like former baseball players, and they see this article in the paper about Jack. But it's basically all bullshit that's made up, like saying he can't wait to learn from the wisdom of the manager. Turns out it was his translator that fed that info to the newspaper. So Jack then gets pissed and confronts Yoji about it. And he tells him that the reason was that everything that he put in there was that was because Jack has been saying like really disrespectful things. Obviously, we've known that from the get-go. He's super disrespectful. So the woman, Hiroki, there we go. Hiroki shows up to his apartment later that night in a Volkswagen Cabriolet, top down, of course. And they go out to eat. And I think he may have misjudged the invitation a little bit. I think we all did. It wasn't for what we thought it was for, right? It was for, she's like an agent, like a marketing agent. It wasn't really like a,
I thought she was marketing for the team.
Is that what she was?
That's what I got out of it.
Okay. I was like, she only dealt with him. So that's why I thought she was like a...
Yeah. It's not entirely clear.
Basically,
what her responsibilities are.
Yeah, she's there to promote him or help promote him as part of the team. What? Okay, hold on. Side note. So the Volkswagen Cabriolet, there was a movie in the 80s that dealt primarily with a Volkswagen Cabriolet. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Like, that was like one of the sole focuses of this movie. It was like License to Drive or something like that.
Oh, dude, that's like Corey Haim, the two Coreys, bro.
Is that what it was?
I'm pretty sure. Can't Buy Me Love? No, not that one.
No, I don't think it was Can't Buy Me Love.
I think it is to License to Drive. I'm pretty sure it's Corey Haim. Okay. Don't ask me how I know. I'm old.
Well, I mean, that was like prime era.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's move on. Sorry. So they're out to eat, and she takes him to this like really nice restaurant. He's like, I don't want to eat Japanese food. I don't want to eat bait. You know, that's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, Jack, don't be a dick. But she takes him to like a French restaurant, and they eat Wagyu beef or Kobe beef for the first time. She tells him that it's the best steak he's ever had, and he's like, "You ever been to Kansas City?" So he eats the steak, and he's like, "Holy shit, this is amazing." Afterward, they go out for drinks because they're getting along. You know, the little romance story is moving along, and then he finds out a little piece of information.
You have done commercials before, haven't you?
Yes, of course I have.
Doing commercials in Japan is no different.
Except I got no choice? You gotta be kidding.
I am afraid not. Read your contract.
The Dragons can license me out for endorsements, and I got no say in it?
You are property of the team.
I'm a player on the team. Big difference.
It's in your contract, believe me. Don't worry. I'll see to it that you appear in a dignified and noble way.
That's not the point.
Dragons hire you for your skill, but also for image of team.
Yeah. Well, I'm a baseball player, not a goddamn mascot.
Don't look at it that way.
What, Japan takes the best from all over the world and makes it her own? Well, not this one, honey.
Jack, please.
Hey, what's a couple of cocktails cost around here? About 50 billion of these things? That ought to cover it.
Don't go.
Sorry. Business concluded.
Business concluded. So Jack is pissed because he learns, and we learn now why she took him out to dinner. It wasn't for a mustache ride, obviously. So you're right, Eric. She's like she represents the team, and we also learn that he's not there just to play baseball. He's there to market the Chunichi Dragons. So now we get to see.
Wonder why he's so offended by that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, it's kind of a big ego thing. Like, you know, it's not just because of your skills.
Yeah,
wink,
exactly.
Wink.
You would think that he would be happy because he's going to get his face all over TV. Yeah. He's gonna expand his brand.
Yeah.
But he's just a dumb jock. Yeah, well, that too. Now we get to see the team in action. It's the first game. Excitement is in the air. There's a lot of excitement, actually. I like the crowds at these Japanese baseball games. Mm-hmm. There's like a band playing. You guys aren't going to be surprised by this, but the first thing that I noticed was what the people were eating in the stands. They were eating some like noodles or something. I was like, oh, fuck, that looks so good. Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. Everybody's really hyped up. Jack, his first at bat, hits a double. And this is where we kind of start to see how the team is managed a little bit. Remember I said that Uchiyama was a bit of a hard ass. He also has his team kind of play conservatively. They all kind of sit in the dugout in silence, or there's not a lot of like excitement going on. And so Jack hits a double. He is trying to stretch it into a triple, but he couldn't because the runner ahead of him was held at third. He probably could have made it, so I think that's why Jack was pissed. It's kind of like a running theme throughout the whole movie that the team plays very conservatively. He cracks a really lame joke on first base. The joke was, "You got any naked pictures of your wife? You want to see some?" It's that old joke, but his delivery was so awful. Like it was. Tom Selleck should never ever say that joke again.
It was bad.
So Jack's last at bat ends in a double play ground out, and he gets pissed that the runner ahead of him didn't try and take out the second baseman. He's like, "You gotta fucking take him out." And Max Dubois explains that they don't do that because it's disrespectful. So big learning curve here. Jack's like trying to play, American dirty ball.
Aggressive.
Yeah. But it doesn't go so well. And then the game ends in a tie because apparently in Japan, games can't go past the 15th inning. Is this a real thing that still goes on, or do we know, or is it?
No idea.
Yeah, you didn't fact check that, Eric?
Eric, a little fact checking real quick.
Come on, Eric. It's your job, man.
But the game ends in a tie. It's 4-4. He gets mad. He's like, "What? You can't end a baseball game on a tie." What the fuck? Definitely not going well for Jack.
Jack Elliott.
Captain Jack, as he refers to himself.
East Asian Professional Leagues, NPB, KBO, and CPBL have a 12-inning limit before the game is declared a draw.
Oh.
NPB games have a total time limit of 3.5 hours.
Wow.
In postseason, if a game ends in a draw, it is replayed.
Holy shit. Why don't they just... that doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't you just like extend the game a little bit and try to see who wins instead of playing a whole other game?
Yeah, the 1986 Japan series had a 7-game series go to 8 games because of the draw. The KBO does not play extra innings in the first game of a doubleheader. Tie games are discarded when calculating winning percentage. There's a whole, like tons of different leagues do it different ways.
What is NPB?
Nippon Professional Baseball.
Is that what it is?
There you go. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. So game ends in a tie. Then we get to see Jack on a train with Yoji, his agent. And I think a significant time has passed because Yoji's like reading an article about, after an 11-game road stint, Jack is doing well so far. He's hitting well. The biggest thing that stood out from this scene was that the old woman sitting next to him was reading like some like naughty cartoon.
I didn't notice that.
Porn magazine. It was so weird.
Let's show that clip again. Do you got it?
10 of the games and brought in the winning run in 5 of the games, while dazzling the fan with his skill and style in the field, exemplified by a spectacular
Like, what the fuck is she
I must
seeing?
have looked away during that.
Yeah, me too. That's awesome.
Definitely some X-rated manga.
That's awesome.
That's a funny little Easter egg that they put in there for whatever reason. Must have been the director's favorite magazine or something. But I really started to hate this character, Jack. And I'm sure that's by design. Like, I'm sure they're like, we got to make him play the bad guy. But he's truly an asshole. Like, he's smoking a cigar on the train. He has this photo shoot for some drink, and he's just being like a total dick. He's like, "I want to get out of here," blah, blah. He's a dick to his translator, Yoji. It's just, he's a fucking asshole. So his struggles are starting to happen now. After this road trip, he starts to struggle a little bit. In their first game against the Tokyo Giants, which are basically like the Yankees of Japan, right? His bat starts to go cold. And then he has a little rift with Uchiyama. So the Dragons have a chance to tie the game, and Uchiyama asks Jack to bunt. Obviously, that doesn't sit well with Captain Jack.
Did I read that sign correctly?
Yeah. He calls time. He's like, did I read that sign correctly? Well, Jack tries bunting at the first pitch. The ball goes by him, strike one. And he's like, fuck this. I'm Jack Elliott. And he mashes one down the line over the fence, but it goes foul. And then he ends up striking out, and the team loses the game. So back in the locker room after this game, things are not going well for Jack Elliott.
Man, a month ago I was a New York Yankee, and here I am getting my balls busted in Japanese.
Brings it back.
Save it, man. You're gonna need it. Because as of tonight, all over Japan, they're practicing shutos. You got me?
Easy, big guy. Uchiyama kick all buttons. He think hard way is good way. But he's not Batman.
I'm just a bad manager. Oh, just kidding, Chief. Your dream come true.
グラウンドでの監督命令不服従に対して罰金5万円が決まった。
It has been decided that you are fined 50,000 yen for disobeying your manager on the field.
Got 50,000 right here for you.
加えて備品破損に対して1万円。これ。
Also 10,000 for disrespect to equipment.
So he hands him 10,000, and then he pulls out another 10,000 without him asking.
これ2枚目なんだ。
He wants to know what the second one is for.
That's for the next time.
Oh, shit.
で次はいつだよ。
He wonders when the next time will be.
Let me show you.
Right now, motherfucker.
What? まだ前足に重心がかかってるし、手が返ってないんだよ。だからシュートが打てないんだよ。言ってね。
Uchiyama-san is reminded you're hitting off the front foot and your top hand must come over more.
When Yoji said that, he ran out of the room because he didn't want to piss off Jack anymore. So obviously things are not going well. We also start to see that the owners are not happy with Jack or Uchiyama. And they let Uchiyama know, like, after the game, that his job is on the line and his contract is up very soon. Even through all of this, like, even after being a dick to everyone around him, being a dick to Hiroki, he's still, like, kind of, like, slightly pursuing her. Clearly, this is the love story that we knew was coming, right? They kind of, like, bicker back and forth. He apologizes. And then from there, like, they were, where were they? They went on, like, some trip. She took him on some trip to, like, a Japanese temple or something like that. And they're just, like, walking around.
Where's the little bald dudes running around in the robes? He makes some stupid comment like that.
Some comment like that. Like, those are, like, there were quite a few of those throughout the whole movie. But after this little trip, you know, he apologizes, says, like, hey, I was an asshole, blah, blah, blah. And it goes pretty quick from there in terms of their relationships. It goes from 0 to 60 because they go back to his apartment. And then she draws a bath for him, guys.
Yeah.
And surprise, surprise. She drew a bath just for him, not for the both of them. But then she comes in with just a towel on, and they fucking get it on. For some reason, he said that he's, like, all timid and says he hasn't been with a woman in a while. But, like, 30 minutes earlier in the movie, we saw him with a sorority girl. So we know that's not true. The one thing that stood out to me about this whole scene, I couldn't get over it, is Tom Selleck's ridiculously hairy chest. It's like another piece of garment on this dude. It was distracting. I don't know how you grow that. It's like moss growing on a fucking stone.
AstroTurf.
It is AstroTurf. So he's with Hiroki now. They're all close now. But his struggles continue. He's not hitting well. He hates the manager. He doesn't play by the Japanese code of conduct. And it's kind of wearing on him and his teammates. And that's when this happens. He gets hit right in the head by a baseball.
No, Jack, no! He tipped his hat! No! Jack! Jack, damn it! He tipped his hat. That means he didn't need it.
I don't care if he ate it. Goddamn hat, I've had it. This is all bullshit.
I'm sick and tired of this shit. Haven't you heard a word I've said? You really pissing me off now.
And by the way, State Farm is there.
You know one thing I didn't miss about playing in the States? Is putting up with hot shots like you. Now I don't even have that anymore.
Okay, so a lot has happened in this little 50-second clip. Jack got beamed in the head by a baseball. He charged the mound, but the pitcher, apparently this is customary, the pitcher tipped his cap, said that he didn't mean to do it, but Jack doesn't know this because he hasn't been paying attention. And he charged the fucking mound. They get into a big brawl. Koji ends up getting punched in the face, knocked out. Everything's going fucking crazy.
All hell is broken loose.
And then Uchiyama's like walking back and he meets with the owner, and the owner is like, suspend him indefinitely. You're basically out of a job after this. This is embarrassing. You're embarrassing the club. So things are not going well, guys. Jack Elliott is fucking some shit up. So he's down in the dumps. He realizes that he's fucked up a little bit. And while this is happening, Hiroko sees it on TV and decides that now is a better time than any for him to go meet her parents. Right? Why not?
Why not?
So they take the cabriolet. They take it on a little trip to the countryside. Beautiful countryside, by the way. But guess what, motherfuckers? Her dad is Uchiyama, the head coach.
Chief.
Who could have seen it coming?
Right?
And, plot twist, he now speaks English. So this whole time, he knows what Jack has been saying. I think his explanation was that they were playing baseball in Japan for a Japanese team, so I don't need to speak English. So, I respect that. He gets to meet like the grandparents, the dad, or he already knows the dad, obviously. He almost leaves because he's like fucking pissed. He's like, how could you do this to me? But they all sit down to eat dinner, and there's like a funny scene where they're all eating noodles at the table. And, everybody's just like, nobody's
slurping
talking.
like crazy. God.
And so Jack is like, what the fuck is going on? And he just starts eating the noodles like obnoxiously loud.
Super slurping.
Yeah.
It was gross.
It was pretty gross. And the whole family gets into a fight at dinner because like Hiroko's mad at her dad because he's not being nice or something like that. And then the grandpa chimes in and he says something to Jack in Japanese, and Jack's like, what did he just say? Well, apparently he told him that he has a hole in his swing, just like the coach has told him many a times. So this is like, everybody's like, well, fuck this. But Chief, we're going to call him Chief and Jack, they take a walk. And this is like the first time that they've actually had a conversation, and coach is actually breaking through the wall, the Jack Elliott wall, the mustache barricade that he has put up. And he convinces Jack to fix his swing. So something has gotten through to Jack. Finally. So they start their training. They're exercising. They're fielding.
Montage.
Yeah, this is kind of like
getting up early.
Kind of a montage. Not as much of a montage as we've seen in the past, but there's music. They're getting up early. They're fielding, playing in the mud. Guy shit. And now like Jack is turning a corner. He's like actually trying, right? Finally. There was also a scene that I didn't understand. Maybe you guys can explain this to me. But he was, after like all of the training and stuff like that, he went and got a massage, and you just hear him screaming.
Well, it's like I think the manager set up the massage or something, and he was just like, "What? What are you talking about?" Then he sees the smaller Asian person, and he's just like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah.
I think exactly. The first he thought it was going to be a sexy massage.
Yeah.
What do you
then he gets schooled that it's an athletic massage, and he sees the small person. And he's like, well, this person's not going to do anything for me.
Yeah.
No, but wasn't it a dude? Wasn't it like a
yeah. So then he realizes, okay, it's going to be like an athletic massage.
Oh, okay.
This little person's not going to be able to do anything to me. And then off screen, you hear him shout out in pain as this little guy is working him over.
Oh, I didn't get that though. Like when I was watching it, like
it's not particularly funny.
Well, no, but like I wouldn't think that Hiroko's dad would be setting Jack up with like a sexy massage. Like he's like, you're already, banging my daughter. Here's a sexy massage for you in the locker room. I didn't get that, but maybe that's a little bit different. Anyway, he like screams really loud in pain for some reason. Because he's a little bitch. That's why.
Yeah.
So Jack is coming around, and then he decides to go to apologize to Hiroko. He says that he's like here for the long haul, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, brings her some champagne or something like that. And now they're officially in love. They're in love. Shed some tears of joy, fellas. I know you've been waiting for this moment. He then apologizes to the whole team. He's basically on an apology tour because he realizes that he's been an asshole. He's fucked up. He goes apologizes to the whole team, says that he's ready to build a bridge of friendship, but he says chopsticks instead because he can't quite speak. He's saying this whole thing in Japanese, but he doesn't quite get the words right. Things are looking up, right? They're looking better for Jack. And then coach takes him to a driving range to fix his swing with a baseball bat. Like people are playing golf, but he's hitting baseballs.
He's hitting golf balls.
He was hitting golf balls
with the baseball bat.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that part.
Because it was the whole thing about like, I just want to hit, and the guy's like, okay, you're ready to hit now.
Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense. I was like, the poor person who has to pick up the baseballs that this guy is hitting. Right. What a dick. So he then shows up to Coach Uchiyama's house with some booze.
Heard there's a Japanese tradition. You get drunk and tell off your boss. He can't hold it against you. You got some bad habits of your own, namely your attitude.
My attitude?
That's right.
My attitude provides the foundation for this team.
Bullshit.
Bullshit?
Bullshit, yeah, that's right. These kids can play ball. That's the foundation of this team. And you know what? They could be even better if you didn't scare the shit out of them. But you got them so uptight they couldn't get a greased BB up their butt.
Greased BB what?
You heard me.
I make them the best they can be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, try letting your pitchers pitch their way out of trouble sometime. You know, they might just reach down and show you a little something. They surprise the hell out of you. And some of your boys, they got speed. Let them stretch a single. They might not, you wouldn't have to bunt all the time. Just let them have a little fun.
Baseball is work, not fun.
Baseball is grown men getting paid to play a game. When you were a little kid, I bet you didn't pick up a bat and a ball because you were dying to work. Player's career's short enough. Let him enjoy it.
You finished?
Not quite. Hiroko?
Leave my daughter out of this.
Hey, Japanese tradition. Anything I want. You wouldn't want to break a tradition, would you? Now listen to me. Hiroko is a major pain in the ass. But so what? So are you. So am I. And she's a terrific girl. Woman. And you ought to tell her that sometime.
Okay, I don't think we need to watch any more of that. Good conversation, though. What'd you say?
Can I point something out in this scene?
Yeah, please do.
In every time it cuts, the level of liquid in the bottle and their glasses changes constantly. Every cut. And it was so distracting for me.
How much does it go down?
It goes down. It just changes constantly.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's a good call out there, Eric. So Jack and Uchiyama are starting to come around to each other. Jack's trying to convince him to loosen up a little bit. Don't be such a fucking tight ass. Now things are swinging for the team and for Jack. We get a montage. This is kind of the first montage that I've seen that had a bunch of naked dudes in the shower. That I remember seeing. But Jack is swinging well. The boys are winning. They're going out. They're hanging out. They're happy. Jack then gets a phone call from his agent, Doc, in the U.S. while he's in bed with Hiroko. Apparently, a spot has opened up on the Dodgers. Oh, no. And Jack's the man they need. So the agent is going to fly out to Japan and will be at the game the next day with someone from the Dodgers organization.
Can I point out something about this scene as well?
Please do.
How is it daylight in the U.S. and Japan at the same time?
That's a good call out. I was thinking about that. There was a scene where they were on the phone together and it was daylight in both places.
Yep.
But obviously this is upsetting news for Hiroko, guys. She's heartbroken. He says that she could go back with him, but she doesn't. She said she doesn't want to be like somebody's bimbo. A fight ensues. She leaves. The relationship is all but over.
Well, 12 minutes ago, he was saying how he was in it for the long term.
For sure. It's upsetting. Good for her for not wanting to be his bimbo.
Or Bambi or whatever she said initially.
Did she say Bambi?
Something like that, yeah.
So this game that the agent is coming to is a big game for the Dragons. They are facing none other than the Tokyo Giants, the most feared team in all the land. And nobody really beats them. Also, Uchiyama's job is on the line. You know, there's a lot at play here. One thing I didn't talk about earlier in the show is that there was when he was at spring training, there was like a prank that he pulled. It was like a flaming shoe prank, right? They're talking to someone and they secretly like put a little lighter fluid on this kid's cleats, and then they light his cleats on fire and he runs out screaming. You know, it's just like a little welcome to the league kind of prank. Well, right before the game starts, the team in Tokyo does this to him, and so it's like things have come full circle now. Like he's a part of the group. They're accepting him. The baseball scenes in this movie are interesting, and maybe you guys will know what I'm talking about, but they're almost filmed in a way that's like reminiscent of anime. Did you notice that? Like the way that they're like
severe angles,
like up close shots, like really fast. I thought they were kind of cool. I thought the way that the scenes were filmed were fun to watch. In fact, there was a couple times where I was watching and like where Jack well, we can talk about it in a minute, but there's a scene that I got so like caught up in the game. I was like waiting for like replay. I was like, show me the replay. I want to see like if this is really true. But I'm just an idiot and it's a movie. So because Jack has been doing so well, he's hit like 7 home runs in 7 games. He's on the verge of like breaking a record, but the Giants don't want to let that happen. So they're not pitching to him this game. They're intentionally walking him.
Whose
after
record is it he's about to break, Nick?
I think it's Uchiyama's record.
Yes.
But I think the Giants don't want a foreigner coming in and breaking that record. So, but Jack says, fuck that. He goes after one of the pitches. He gets a base hit, right? He gets a base hit by swinging a ball that's way outside of the zone. It was an intentional ball. But the ump says he stepped on the plate. So it's not a hit. And this is the point where I was like, wait a minute, I want to see if he stepped on the plate. Obviously, it doesn't work like that. Uchiyama gets pissed and he comes out and he like shoulder checks an ump. Like it's like this weird little like one little shoulder check. You know what I mean? They're arguing and whatever. Nobody gets thrown out. This happens multiple times throughout the movie. So it's middle of the 7th. Giants 5, Dragons 1. There's kind of like a funny, heartwarming scene, I guess you could call it, where everybody in the dugout puts their rally caps on, which is totally out of the norm. Nobody puts rally caps on. And then coach joins in and he has like this little like noisemaker that he's trying to cheer him on for a rally. So coach is warming up to everyone, or at least to Jack. Jack's next at bat, he gets fucking beaned and he's waiting for the pitcher to tip his cap and he doesn't. And then guess what, guys? Another fucking brawl. 2 brawls in one movie. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good ratio.
But this time he doesn't. I don't think he started this brawl, did he? Is he the one who started it, or was it?
I don't think he did anything, but people started running out of the dugout.
Yeah, they came to like rush to his aid or something like that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's 6-5. The boys are rallying. The bases are loaded. And normally in this situation, Uchiyama would have called for a bunt so they could tie. But this time, things are a little bit different.
Did I read that sign right?
Yes. Swing away.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll break your record.
I said, swing away.
Yes, Chief.
All right. Do you guys want to watch that whole scene or just describe?
Yes, but I want to point out, I love the fact that some of the Asian players started growing mustaches.
Oh yeah,
as he became more a member. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right, let's finish this little scene here.
Oh, the whole town, everybody's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, faked ya.
Fucking Alex Rodriguez running to first right there.
Causing all kinds of chaos.
Game's tied. Nope, that was a winning run?
Yeah.
Guy from second scored or something?
Yeah.
All right. So it was a dramatic at-bat. If you couldn't tell from that little scene there, Jack bunts instead of swinging away. The run comes home. There's like a scuffle at first. That's Jack like kind of runs into the first baseman. The ball comes out. He gets to first safely. Another run comes home to win the game. And I guess the Giants win the pennant. I had no idea they were up for the pennant, but they won the pennant apparently just by beating the Tokyo Giants. All is well, right, guys? Fantastic. Way to go, Giants.
There it is.
Or way to go, Dragons. Sorry, I messed that one up. Uchiyama gets to keep his job. The team goes out to celebrate with some drinks and karaoke. We come to find out that Jack is actually not going to be signed by the Dodgers. But who's going to be signed by the Dodgers? Hammer Dubois.
Allstate.
He gets the. I don't know if I don't know why they signed him. I guess because he's the better player and he's 28 years younger than Jack. But
right.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah,
it's not the Tokyo Giants.
That's what it says on their
Yomiuri Giants. Yomiuri.
What does it say on their jerseys? Pretty sure it said Tokyo.
Pretty sure it just said Giants on the jersey, right?
I don't know. I thought I saw it. Hold on. We're going to figure this out.
It's a close-up of the pitcher.
And it's like Dodgers or Dragons. Which one is that?
Dragons.
I know.
Dick.
42. Jackie.
It says Tokyo right there.
Oh, okay. Heard that.
I didn't think I was that crazy.
I don't know if that's a team anymore. For some reason, I want to say, but you know,
I mean, are the Chunichi Dragons
30 years ago?
Yeah.
Are the Chunichi Dragons a team? I don't know any teams in Japanese baseball.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, good call. My bad.
No, it's all good. That would have been hilarious had it would have been a whole different city. And I'm just like, oh yeah, it's the Tokyo Giants, like a fucking jackass. Anyway, so the team is celebrating. Hammer gets signed by the Dodgers. Drac is like actually happy. But there's one more thing that we got to tie up in this story, guys. Right? So Jack decides to send Uchiyama to see Hiroko, to say that he wants to make it work because he's in love, blah, 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 blah. They don't really, for whatever reason, he sends Uchiyama. I don't know why. That's not the only apology Uchiyama makes up with his daughter. Like they've kind of been far apart for a while. He never really tells her how he feels, all this kind of stuff. So the only other thing that we need to tie up, and we'll cut to the last scene of the movie here in a moment, is the story of Jack and Hiroko. So after the apology, we cut to a scene, and it's Jack at spring training again. This time it's with the Detroit Tigers.
Detroit.
Yeah, I think Tom Selleck is from Detroit, so I think that's why he chose the Detroit Tigers as the baseball team. But this time is a little bit different. And also we see Hiroko in the stands. So it looks like she came with him. So all is well for them. I don't know what she's doing. It looks like she has a job because she's got a 90s cell phone in her hand. She's like answering phone calls. And then we get this little tidbit at the last moment.
Okay.
Jack is at batting practice with a rookie.
All right, now you keep the shoulder in. Keep it in and just explode your hips right through the ball. And trust your hands.
Thanks, Chief.
What'd you call me?
Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Well, that's okay, kid. Call me Chief.
Yeah. All right. That's it. That's the end of the movie.
So was he a coach on the Detroit Tigers, or was he actually a player coach or something, or a player?
I think he's a coach. That's what I gathered from it.
I assumed he was a coach.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I mean, you see the stark difference between the rookie, who is 22 years old, and Jack, who is clearly older than half of all the current MLB coaches right now. So it was a happy ending all around. I like this movie. It was
I do too.
Enjoyable. It wasn't too long. It didn't have too many plot holes for the most part. Like everything was mostly believable. They did a good job of incorporating Japanese culture and Japanese baseball into this.
Wasn't offensive.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
The American became a little more Japanese. The Japanese became a little more American.
Did you read on the page, the wiki page? Although the film was a limited success, it remains accurate as of the 2020s in portraying the peculiarities of Japanese baseball. It is used as a training resource by foreign professional baseball players who join a Japanese team. Today, they're still referencing this movie.
Wow.
Put your ego at the fucking door.
I wonder
Embrace
what Trevor
our
Bauer
shit.
thought of that movie.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because we always do kind of crap movies, or maybe, but here it is. Like, this isn't a crap movie. Like,
no,
it wasn't going to be offensive, or I thought it was going to be horrible jokes and offensive like that. It wasn't like that at all.
No,
actually, was pretty good. I mean, the casting of Tom Selleck was crap on a crap stick, but other than
he's there because he is Tom Selleck.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
he's charming. He's charming to watch, I would say. Tom Selleck is.
No, he's not.
Sure, he is. It's Tom Selleck.
He plays a self-centered asshole very well.
He does.
Well, there you go. See, he played the role very well.
That's like he's done that in a lot of his roles. So
yeah, I mean that's what Magnum PI is.
Yeah. Overall good movie. I'm glad we watched that. I thought it was going to be terrible. Like I was for sure thinking it was going to be bad. I was kind of hoping it would be
surprisingly not. I don't want to say, surprisingly good movie that we've watched.
Yeah. I think it really came across as like, wait a minute, it's not
everything else.
Why do I like this movie?
What we expected or worse.
Yeah,
this was above expectations.
Yeah, I would recommend you watch it. Or you could just listen to our review, as always, because it's pretty spot on, right? Paul watched it this morning.
Hey, did you know this about Tom Selleck? He's a member of the board of directors of the NRA.
Good for Tom
fantastic.
Selleck.
Yeah.
So I did not know that about Tom
Way
Selleck.
to bring it down, Paul.
Hey, just thought I'd share. So good.
Anyway, good movie. I disagree wholeheartedly with the 11% that Rotten Tomatoes gave it.
Yeah,
so
much better than 11%.
I'm not going to trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore. Trust my own score.
Right.
Anything else you want to say about that?
Enjoyed it. Surprisingly enjoyed it. So, yeah. Go team.
Go Dragons.
Go Dragons.
Okay, guys. That's all I got for today. I got nothing else. I talked a lot.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Talked too much, maybe. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. I assume we'll take another week off and then come back and hit it again. Yeah, good episode. Fun times.
Yep.
I'll talk to you guys
gentlemen.
soon. Listeners, thank you for enduring the entire review. If you didn't, then I don't blame you at all. But thanks anyway.
Go Mariners.
Go Dragons.
Oh, shit.
Go Dragons.
Okay, I'm still saying go Mariners. I mean, screw you, Dragons.
Fuck you, Dragons.